Hey guys, welcome back to Z.M.S.C Model Works. My name is Zach. Today we're going to be kind of opening and looking at our next kind of video build here, which is going to be the Mercedes 300 SL Cabrio, so the convertible version of the original Gullwing. And as you could probably see here, it's in 1/16 scale. So this guy is super big. I've got the camera kind of maxed out all the way to the back, all the way zoomed out, and I'm also actually standing so that I can see over the box. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open this up and kind of show you what we're working with here as far as parts go. Now these are old kits, so there's not a whole bunch of, the engineering's not as great as it is now. But there's still amazing kits that you can add a ton of detail to because of the size. For the age of the kit, though, the instructions are quite clear. I have had a look to see how everything kind of would fit, and it's fairly simple and straightforward. Again, there's also a lot of room for detail here, so we're going to be going the extra mile with this one to get it to work properly. So that's the instructions there. And we move to the first big bag. And I'm going to start opening these up because we're going to start building it pretty soon, because we're just waiting on paints for our other builds and paints for this one. This one's actually going to be done in the fire engine red from Mercedes. Pull this guy down. So we got the main sprue here. We've got all of our suspension down here. It looks to be the top of the manifold, the cover there. We've got our differentials, our fuel tank, radiators, other little engine bits, and some of the interior steering. We've actually got an interior, the underside frame for the hood, so that's pretty cool. And then we've also got some more suspension parts over here, some of the arms, and some oil reservoir tanks, and then the main chassis, which differed very much from the original 300 SL, due to the fact that because they didn't have the room to make the gullwing doors because it was convertible, they had to completely redesign the chassis, but they kept some of the base kind of birdcage frame in the Cabrio. So there's that. And move along here to the chrome parts. I think we'll do next, just to kind of tease for the body. So these chrome parts, again, they're kit chrome parts. What we're more than likely going to do is strip these. So we're going to give them a bleach bath. I find the regular Clorox bleach will usually after about 2 hours or so completely take care of all of the kit chrome on here, and then we're going to go in with stuff like for wheel hubs we might go with something like the chrome silver from Mr. Metal Color. On the bumpers and window trim we might do something with the Molotow chrome, but we also are probably going to use these guys here. Now these are an interesting product. They're nail polish, born pretty, but there's the actual chrome here, but then there's also a top coat. Interestingly enough, when you put the top coat down, when you thin it with stuff like an alcohol based thinner, what it'll do is it creates a nice smooth glossy surface for the chrome to go down on. If you do just the chrome, it doesn't work, and it doesn't give the same finish. So there's a two-part kind of process to this, and we'll show you guys how we do that later on. But that's probably variations of chromes on the pieces here after we've stripped them. And then we move on to the final bag. and this has several trees in it. So first off, it's kind of mold. There's several different colors of molding. There's a black, there's this kind of baby blue, and then there's like an ugly sand tan. But these are body pieces. So we've got the hood here, we've got the doors, the fender grills, the rear bumper, what looks like mounts for the chrome bumpers, and then we've also got the front bumper here. As well, we have the trunk. Because this one does have an opening trunk. All of the doors, hoods, and other stuff they open, which is really cool. We can display it open or closed. Yeah, that one. Next up, we've got most of the interior. We got our seats, the seat backings. So these are actually two halves, which is cool. And all the rest of the bits for the tonneau cover, bits of the exhaust, and interior door bits, and then the main chassis tub here. And our last sprue is going to be all of our rims. And we've got our spare tire here, we got our engine, exhaust, and parts of the starter, the transmission, fan belts, all that other stuff, the main wheel hubs here, and then the intake there, the starter and oil tank there as well, and it bits the exhaust. Bag containing our clear parts. I don't see any scratch. Despite the age of the kit, there's no scratching on the clear parts. They're free of distortion. But again, for the age of the kit, that there might be slight issues at a distance because it's so big. I'm pretty sure down at a smaller scale it wouldn't be that bad, but it is a 1/16. So it is quite large and quite noticeable, which is okay though, because we can't get anything too perfect. So we've got actual rubber tires here, the nice tread on them, and no seam lines, and there's even the manufacturer's markings on it as well. It's not on another side, so we've got one side that'll be interior of the wheel well, and one that's facing out. And last but not least, the body. So as you can see in my hands, right, we've measured this, and this is roughly just short of a foot long. It's about 11 3/4 inches. So yeah, that's giving you a nice idea of how big this thing is. Paint finish is especially going to be important on here. So what we're going to be using with that is a larger 0.5 needle, sprayed at a higher pressure but a little bit greater distance. So that way we get a nice even paint coat on it. And then when we go to the clear coat, we're going to be adding a 0.8 millimeter needle to this, so we get a nice big wide wet spray pattern with it, and then that should give us a nice smooth clean finish. I'm seeing only a few mold lines on here, so the way that they've kind of cut the kit up, as far as the bumper goes, they might have gotten rid of what would have been a seam line, a mold line there, but it only seems like on the rear bumper here is where these two kind of mold lines are. I'm not seeing anything anywhere else. There's a little bit of flash, very, very minimal flash, which is not going to be a huge issue. And then of course at the bottom we're given our decal sheet, which has all of our dials on it. Everything's in very nice register. These are printed in Italy. Zanchetti, Bucatnasco. I'm not Italian, I'm Canadian. But everything's in a nice register. Still got some of these have like that silver S color to it, which would be cool. But those are all nice. Nice little small decal sheet to go with this. So keep your eyes out, guys. We're going to be getting this one underway as well. Getting all the main parts built up and getting ready to put it into paint and ready for other paints to arrive. So we'll see you next time, guys. And thanks for checking this build out.